Kraton 6S was a V5. I turned it into an EXB with the EXB differentials that I bought the aluminum diff cases for. All 16 tooth pinion, 4092, 1050 kV motor. 240mm fans, rocket fans. They all have this shield underneath them, so rocks can't come up and hit the fan blades from underneath. That's aluminum screens on the top. Budget servo, and I say budget kind of not too seriously because they're never cheap. It's all aluminum. It's a DS servo. 160 amp Spektrum Arrma ESC. That's a 40mm fan upgrade. Rocket fan. Has all the M2C stuff. M2C chassis. M2C hinge pin retainers system. As all of M2C's drive shafts. CVD. Arrma Nero. Real heavy. Front springs, M2C piston, shock piston system in there, assembled correctly, along with their, I forget what you call it. Basically, it aerates the shock oil. Anyway, hot racing centerpiece, M2C everything. Pretty much, just about everything. I like the EXB, I forget what you call that, but you know, whatever. It's much easier to deal with. RPM arms, and it doesn't overextend, and they won't be popping out because, you know, the drive shafts, because I took the shim on the end off, so where it's closer. There's no danger of that. I still have to mount this. This is my last thing to do here. But everything's set up. It's got a radio link 7-channel transmitter receiver. I had a DX5 with the Spektrum 6100, I think it's called, and it was just giving me too much problems. There is a solution, but I just didn't feel like it, and I don't need or want AVC at this point. One thing I don't like about AVC, you know, when I did have it working in here, is that you know, if you want to do like maybe a donut or something like that, it severely limits the punch. No matter what the punch is set at, it behaves like like on a real vehicle. It behaves like a traction control system. The gyro does. It cuts power when you don't want it to, and you know, this is just a basher, so. What I failed to mention with the motor being a low kV that it is I am going to run S. This has run 8S before with a 1200 kV version of these motors, but it still got really hot, and I just wanted to try something different. This is a brand new motor, never used, and here's the crazy part. People might not understand gearing I have looked on RC gear charts and motor KVs, and I have learned that everyone, and I've said this in comments, that just about everyone is running too high of a KV, or I'm sorry, too high of a gear, pinion gear, with no matter what KV motor they have. They gear them too high, and then they wonder why they get hot. Not just in the summer, but even in the middle of winter. People don't realize that, say, if you run a basher type of deal, and say you don't want to or need or want to go, say, more than 50 miles an hour, you don't need something like if you have a bigger motor like this, for example, you do not need anything like a 19, 20, 21 tooth. You don't need that. Not even 18, not even 17, really. Maybe that's plausible, but 16 I have found with low KV and even high KV setups that higher, like the stock 2050. You don't really want a 16 tooth in the 2050 stock setup. You don't. And what they don't tell you is even though they run them on 6S, they're really not built for it. They're really only meant for 4S. They just don't tell you that. They just want the bragging rights of, putting the mile per hour on the box. And it'll do it, but, it overheats everything. All the ESC, the motors, they don't care. They just figure you replace it or upgrade or whatever. The way to go is low KV and watch your gearing. You do not need high gearing. Unless you're out for speed running or something like that. You don't need that. In fact, the 2050 setup, if you don't want to overwork them, stick to 4S and no more than 12, 13 tooth pinion tops. Never mind what they're putting on them from the factory. They're gearing them too high. They're stressing everything. That's what I learned. But that remains to be seen. I haven't run this yet. I have run the 1250 kV version of these Surpass Hobby Star motor 4092s. I ran one with an 18 tooth. I was getting there with kind of understanding the gearing, but not quite. I didn't realize that it was geared to go at least 65, almost 70 miles an hour with an 18 tooth pinion in the stock 50 tooth spur. And it got warm. And I wanted to try, I'm going to try to see how this does. Because the charts say it should go 48, 50, 52 maybe miles an hour. Somewhere around there. Around 50. But has all the upgrades. It's really heavy. Unfortunately, that's the bad part, but that's what I did. Hot racing, bulkheads, everything. I have the plus 5mm M2C hexes on there. Hot racing hubs. So they add, it all adds up, man. It's a lot of weight. This thing's freaking heavy. Really is. But that's it. Just thought I'd show it off. I don't edit stuff. I don't know how. I'm not a video maker. Not a content creator at all. But, I think that's the Mojave rear skid. I just kind of like the look of that and put it on. That's it. Oh, and as far as connectors, I really like these. These are so much better and easier to work with, to take on and off. Uh, I don't mean the soldering. I mean the battery. When you hook the battery, the EC5s are really difficult. You have to wrench and pull and just, at least I do. I don't have good luck with them, and I buy the good ones. I forget what brand. E-Flight. They're legit ones, so I just don't care for EC5s. I like these, the Spektrum version, IC5s. So much nicer, so much smoother. And the only Spektrum is the ESC. I had to take the feet off. So I could have gone a little closer to that. I should have, because it's really hugging this. There's no more room at all. In fact, the body kind of strikes it a little bit. I'll leave it there for now. It's stuck on so good. I don't feel like fighting it to reposition it. But yeah, 2 fans on the motor. I've never done that before. And I'm using extenders, which, you know, sometimes you gotta do what you have to do. I'm not good with wiring. Wiring with me is an afterthought. Everything can be improved later. But yeah, you can hear. And the mesh is fine. You know, the mesh is how it's supposed to be. It's just that motor is just, yeah. Anyway, that's it for my Kraton.